Hey guys, it's OKB, and this is Rinne Festival Kurotsuchi testing. I tested him out a little bit, figured out, played around with her a little bit, and she's been pretty interesting. Now, I actually got her from this 30k Fuku, and I just finished spending everything, maxed out all the command flags, got 50,000 power-ish, maybe 55,000 if I include all the power items that haven't opened yet for like a refines or something, because I need to be in a good rebate, and I need to have enough refines or charms to do the rebates. So I estimate the power gain about 55,000 total. Now, Rinne Festival Kurotsuchi, right? Rinne Festival Kurotsuchi is, she's, at first glance and even after first glance, she has really random abilities, and people just think she's not good, which is kind of true, because she's not somebody you would use without a specific plan in mind. She can be useful, but she's just not useful 80% of the time. But I got her just to try her out, and she looks pretty fashionable. I like that look. Looks like a cowboy Wild West sort of look. Like she's the more cowgirl sort of style, but with like stockings. So maybe it's like a Revolutionary Harmonies times 1880s or something. I don't know. But yeah, Rinne Festival Kurotsuchi, she has some abilities. So I'll start by recapping her abilities and kind of talking about it. Standard attack is to hit 3 or 4 people with 3 combos, so it's a fixed chance of causing repulse to one guy. So that's basically just letting 10 combo abilities rip, right? That's all it is. Now, Chase. Triggered with 20 combo, unmissable 5 combo and slowness. There's a general feel here just for combo, right? Increasing combo, 20 combo, you can turn it into 30 combo with her. So yeah, any 30 combo people or just people who need combo, well, she's a good one to go to. Actually, her earlier versions are also just a lot of combo, right? So attack and chase, just combo unavoidable is extra nice, because getting to 30 combo is nice. Maybe you scale, maybe it's Tobirama or whatever else, Edo Hashirama breakthroughs, something like that. Okay, now we go to the more interesting parts, her passive abilities. So her 4th passive ability, at the beginning of each round, 2 units will suffer from irremovable no cheating, which actually isn't that great, but it stops Earthmain from giving them shields. It stops them from scaling, so if you have if you're finding out Iruka in your team and they're scaling slowly, or Takasugetsu, they're scaling slowly, or Greninja or Madara, who's giving shields, any of that stuff, she kind of stops it, but it's random, and it's only to 2 ninjas on your opponent's lineup. But there's a hidden use for this, and that's the pop dodge, which will actually be very important in this team that you might see when I show you the example in space-time rankings, right? So yeah, popping the dodge here. Now, at the beginning of each round, no cheating. Yeah, hitting people with no cheating is actually not as important. Okay, so we have in the bottom passive, right? While Kurotsuchi is in the field, for every 10 chakra used by ninjas in your lineup, increase this ninja's initiative by 0.5%, up to 5%. Probably not, don't expect it to go to 5% exactly, because she might just die before then. That's kind of why I put Edo Itachi here. But yeah, if you need a little bit more initiative to beat your opponent by round 2, that could work. In 6 pass Naruto, you're only using 20 chakra, but you can throw in Edo Madara, Tendou Zobito, 6 passive Pain, whatever else, like whatever other position 1 meta is going to be in the future, right? We can increase initiative, and that's going to be, as you guys can see in Conan Proxy, I built sort of a team here for the whales, just as an idea. You guys can throw in Jiraiya, if you need a lot more initiative right away. Well, Jiraiya, his passive ability, second last ability, when triggering this skill at the beginning of each round, dispel any debuff from Yuen and Senin, and your entire lineup gets 2% initiative, a maximum of 10. I believe they stack. They just have a limit on how far they can go for their own ability. So you get 2% initiative here, and then you can use once you use chakra, maybe in round 1, let's say Tento Zobito, right, 40 chakra, I think. Then you would get 2% initiative again, so it's 4% initiative right away, and by round 2, you'll be maybe faster than your opponent, if your power is close enough. So that's kind of how you would use Kurotsuchi if you're a whale, right? But yeah, this Now, outside of that, it's a little difficult, and the initiative doesn't matter too much unless you're really close. But she also gives on the bottom passive some resistance. So maybe if you use 20 chakra on 6-pass Naruto, it's like 8% resistance, which isn't much. Better than nothing, I guess. It's just a whole different random ability that's here. This skill is active even when Kurotsuchi is defeated. I assume that means that you gain your initiative and resistance, and then once she dies, you can't scale anymore, but you keep that initiative and resistance. All right, so that, you know, it's whatever, right? But it can be useful once in a while here and there. That's just what Kurotsuchi really is. Okay, then we get to the mystery on the top. All ninjas in the lineup. So if you select a ninja in your lineup, or actually you can actually select this. Okay, so she's a 3 versus 3 sort of support in this case, because she can select if you're fighting 3 versus 3 Great Ninja War or something, you can actually stack Kurotsuchi. If your power is much lower than everyone else's, you can actually stack Kurotsuchi and use it on your allies lineup. And so maybe, I don't know, Ten Tails Obito has like two cooldown round thing, right? You can use Kurotsuchi on your allies Obito, Ten Tails Obito here, and then he'll be able to reset the mystery over and over again. And that'd be pretty awesome, right? Because now you have someone stronger than you, you're supporting someone stronger than you, and it's a really good way to do it. Now, that's the ally thing. You can also help yourself, but you know, in general, Ten Tails Obito aside, Ten Tails Madara usually can reset his own mystery, so most of these metas at the moment can still reset their mysteries. Yeah, I mean, you don't really need it all that much, but you can do it to help. Like if maybe your opponent, maybe you have Great Ninja Obito, then you can reset it on yourself and, you know, do stuff with Great Ninja Obito and maybe win the game thanks to that. But this is more of a 2 versus 2 at least, or 3 versus 3 sort of ability. But you also remove all debuffs when you do this, so I mean it's kind of like a win main, but a little bit better. I won't say a little bit better. I'll just say it's different, because win main's chakra reduction also really helps. So it's just different. It's kind of like having win main. But the second half of that mystery is actually quite important. You see, when you have a 6-pass Naruto versus 6-pass Naruto fight, you're not actually going to aim at the other 6-pass Naruto most of the time. You're going to aim at, because 6-pass Naruto's abilities has splash damage. So you want to aim at the person with the least amount of defensive resistance to deal as much damage as possible, and then have a lot of splash damage, which also hits your opponent's 6-pass Naruto. All right, that's until, you know, both sides do not have ninjas to hit. Then you start hitting 6-pass Naruto on 6-pass Naruto and just back and forth. But with Kurotsuchi, you can actually have sort of a head start here. You can, if she's able to survive by round 2 and use her mystery, which is only 20 chakra, which is actually perfect because 6-pass Naruto is also 20 chakra, then Kurotsuchi can actually reduce your opponent's lineup's critical rate by 30% until the end of the next round. You can stack it too, so if you have like 2 Kurotsuchis on the field, or if you reset your Kurotsuchi and do it again. But in general, that's probably not going to happen. But reducing critical rate by 30% basically guarantees critical rate on your opponent's ninja that's not stacked. As long as he's not like way higher power than you, it should work. And so if you can reduce your critical rate before you use your 6-pass Naruto mystery, you can your 6-pass Naruto will almost be guaranteed to hit a critical hit on your opponent's position 2, 3, or 4, and deal a lot of damage to the entire team. And so maybe they have good support, well, you might be able to kill them in one hit thanks to the guaranteed critical rate there. So those are like the uses. Like there's it feels like they took apart 6 ninjas, took a random ability from all of them, and stuffed it into one. That's what it feels like. So, you know, I'm pretty sure she has a particular usage that would really make sense in a counter, maybe space-time. I'll love to see that. But in a normal fight, 1 versus 1, I'll say 50% of the time at least, she's not going to be more helpful than something like Katekyo Kakuzu or Rinne Sasuke or something meta, right? But she can just throw off your opponent. She can win you one battle in space-time, even if you're a little bit weaker than your opponent. That's how she is. Okay, that's what I've seen from this ninja so far ever since I recruited her. I'm going to show you guys an example. Okay, so I'm going to explain this team as well. All right, 6-pass Naruto, 6-pass Naruto, you know, scaling position 1. Edo Itachi is to block some damage so that Kurotsuchi doesn't die too quickly, as well as your fire main. And also, you guys remember that Rinne Festival Kurotsuchi, actually on the 4th ability, she has this, at the beginning of the round, 2 ninjas will suffer from irremovable no cheating, right? Well, 6-pass Naruto is unmissable, so he's not going to pop any dodge. Edo Itachi is also unmissable, so he's not going to pop any dodge. So Kurotsuchi's standard attack will pop some dodge for 3 to 4 units, but I'm hoping that the passive ability will be able to pop some dodge in the beginning of the round, so that we will be able to hit with Fire Main's ability to use Death Mirage. And Death Mirage is really powerful because it reduces critical rate by 20%. And that's a big deal when you're fighting against someone similar to your power or someone slightly stronger than you. 12% ninjutsu is pretty big, but the critical rate is the most amazing part about it. The only downside is that Fire Main doesn't exactly have any defensive abilities for defensive resistance increase. And so he will die easily, which is kind of why we need Edo Itachi here. And let me kind of, we probably need to go away from Genjutsu users and go to ninjutsu. Increase ninjutsu by a little bit, you know, heal a little bit. That helps a little bit. It's not that helpful for 6-pass Naruto, but it's better than nothing here. But yeah, the reason I'm putting out Itachi is just survivability. He survives. He can dodge some chases if there's any bothersome chases, you know, that kind of stuff. And we're just gonna try to keep Fire Main as alive as possible, and make sure his critical hit reduction will hit 6-pass Naruto. He only hits 3 out of 4 units, so you know that's a big deal. Rinne Festival Kurotsuchi will be able to at least take away the dodges, and that's what I'm using her for solely, right? Now in space-time rankings, I can't really control her, but if I could, I would actually use the critical rate reduction on their opponent's 6-pass Naruto after they're done with everything. Right? That's it's important. It's not unmissable, but I think, yeah, it's just not unmissable. I think you can either use Fire Main's mystery first and then use her mystery on 6-pass Naruto, but that would give the other side 2 extra standard attacks. So I'll probably just wait until we kick out all the dodges on your opponent's side, and then lower the critical rate by 30%, and then lower it by another 20% with Fire Main. So now they're down 50% critical rate, and you'll be able to hit a lot of criticals. Okay, that's enough talking. I'm going to show you sort of a fight here, and then we're going to finish. So I can't talk it. He's in my server, but Daimonic Cerberus, his stats compared to mine is pretty high. He's about 6 million, or not 600,000 around. So he's similar to my power at the moment, right? He's almost 600,000 power, very similar to me. His position 1 is more stacked than mine. 45,000 initiative, critical hit, injury, 40,000 critical injury, 41,000 critical hit. For me, because I kind of messed up with the treasure tools and I'm still restructuring, I have way lower injury, 31,000, and have 35,000 critical hit. So I have less critical hit than he does, but we're going to reduce his by 20% here and there, and eventually things are going to be even. Let's see how this goes. Alright. So see, I popped the dodge here. And I was also able to decrease his critical rate, which is nice. Yeah, that was really nice. Being able to decrease his critical rate in round 1 immediately. Now, he would have done a critical rate on me if... he's still doing critical rates, but on a lesser scale, which means people are not getting killed as often, which is very good. A little laggy, but yeah. Alright, he's gonna aim for... Alright, so we pop the dodge here, which is great. The mystery is gonna deal some damage there. Unfortunately, yeah, we're able to get off dodge with this. And she's able to survive. And he was not killed simply because 6 Fast Naruto did not have the critical rate to hit. There was a chance of getting a critical hit, but we did manage to reduce the critical rate by quite a bit there. See, critical rates on some, but not all. And that's just very, very important. Alright, the rest don't actually matter. So there we go, another critical rate decrease. And so now we've decreased her by, how much should we decrease it by? Now everyone's gonna die, I think, but 40%, I think. And that's gonna matter. That's really gonna matter. Trust me on that. Just watch to the end. Like, he has Nagato, who's like immune to ninjutsu, but... Oh, my fireman's not dead. Oh. Hey, there we go. I'm dealing critical hits now, too. Oh, maybe I'm dead. No, I'm not. I'm almost 81. See? If one thing went wrong, if he had one more critical rate, I would have been dead. But now we've reduced it by 60%. That's what I'm talking about. See, this is like the type of strategy you guys can pull off with popping dodge. Of course, Fire Main's ability, but being able to pop dodge is pretty important. And if I had Gamakiri, I would be reducing resistance as well. That's pretty important. You guys can see, I don't need to show you the stats again, but he had higher critical rate than I did, so. Now, I know this is like space-time rankings, but still, you guys can see the difference. You know, just being able to pop dodge and throw some abilities on them, like Greninja Obito making him disappear, or Fire Main reducing their critical rate. It's very important. Or it's very important in a close power battle. This is something you guys can consider in space-time. All right. Okay, so that's my demonstration of what I found about Kurotsuchi so far. I don't think she'll do too well in Sage because it depends on the other side's team, but I'll give it a try. If it works, I'll pull it out. If it doesn't, I won't. But yeah, this is a little demonstration of what Kurotsuchi can do. It's some ideas for you guys to build teams in the future. Especially if you're Whale, you have a lot more options with all these special abilities that are coming around. Like Toad's Chance to Jiraiya here, increasing initiative by 2% every single round, as long as he's alive. And then you have her here, just increasing initiative as well, and some resistance. You know, it's all a bonus, right? Majority of her abilities are bonuses. It depends on what you want from her. The rest are bonuses. It's just one part of the ability that you want. And I think decreasing that critical rate can be really amazing, right? Actually, especially if you use Madara. I think if you use Madara and she's still, if you use Edo Madara and, actually Edo Madara would be a really good one. I just don't have Edo Madara on this account, but if you have Edo Madara, he's a blitz type. So before you kill your entire opponent, you can use Kurotsuchi on your opponent, and then Edo Madara will have a guaranteed critical hit across everybody. You could probably throw in something like Nagato, so that the dodges don't matter. Right. And then Kurotsuchi will be here to like prevent any people from getting shields in round 1. Which might make them survive. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to blitz a 6 Fast Naruto. Because Edo Madara removes all buffs, right? So, yeah, that's a good one. Okay, yeah, this is something to try out. Hopefully you guys have learned a little bit, and I guess see you guys in the next one. I'm looking forward to see. I'm hoping that she will turn out to be a meta in some way, shape, or form. Really hoping it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
Deep in the dark, down on my knees, I've seen things that you wouldn't believe. I was lost until I found that I'm invincible, nobody gon' bring me down.
Responsible.